Welcome back to Ad Speed. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Y'all know that this is my 1996 Dodge Dakota. So we went ahead, we got the transmission pulled out, we took off the flywheel, and we've already shown the issues with those. Now, we have the parts ordered, we got them in. I'm going to go ahead and be putting in the ARP bolts. I got torque converter bolts, I got Flexplate bolts, and I have transmission and starter bolts. These are all going to be new, that way I know that they're good and fresh to go. Now, this is just a quality of life. I could have probably used the OEM ones that I already had, but the heads on those were probably getting a little bit stripped from me taking them in and out, in and out. This is just good insurance. That way, down the road, I know that these are going to be good, and I could probably use these another time as well. So it's just good that I have this hardware already gotten, and I'm going to put these in, and we'll go from there. Next up, we had to get the new Flexplate. New Flexplate, nice and shiny. No bent holes, no nothing, so probably see it better this way. Nice and shiny. We're gonna go ahead and get this thrown in, and then put the transmission in, and then we'll go from there. Because we gotta go Flexplate, transmission, torque converter, transmission cross member, and then go into putting on the starter and putting in the drive shaft. So, let's jump into it. Now we are under the vehicle. And I got y'all propped up on a wrench so that you could properly see. So, what's going on right now? Well, we have the back of the crankshaft right here. And we're gonna put the Flexplate bolts onto the Flexplate and go straight into it. Unfortunately, I can't exactly show y'all everything. Let's see, I don't need these. All the ones I need just go up there. I need those. Alright. I left the Flexplate out of reach, because I'm a dummy. Okay, Flexplate, bolt. Here's these. Alright. Maybe we can make this look a little bit more enjoyable. Okay. Now we're at the point. Okay. So, we have 6 ARP Flexplate bolts that need to go in. Now, what you want to do is when you got your bolt, you're going to take it, put a little bit of medium Loctite or blue Loctite on the threads. Turn that around a little bit. Get that in there. Alright. Take your see this. But this right here is a flex plate. So you're gonna make sure it goes on this way, which is kind of flat with the motor. Once you got the bolt holes lined up, you're then gonna go in and hand tighten these. Put in each one that is hand tight. No, make sure it's putting it crisscross pattern. That way, so basically you're gonna go down, up, down, go in at the star together. That way it gives you the pressure on the whole thing. Okay. Now, once these are all hand tight in a star-shaped pattern, they're going to need to be torqued down. This is to ensure they don't come out when you're driving. That would be bad. Now, the ones that I'm using are going to be a 3/4 inch. Okay. Now I found that this size fits better than the 19 millimeter. And I got the torque wrench right here. Now, the studs that I'm using say that they require to be torqued down to 75 foot-pounds. Now, I'm going to go in the star-shaped pattern at 60 foot-pounds, and then go to 70 foot-pounds, and then end at 75. Wow, just hit my head. Okay, now let's explain what's going on. So, when you spin this, it's going to spin from your camshaft in the front. Your camshaft, you're supposed to hold that so that this does not spin when you're torquing it down. I messed up because I did not put a socket on the camshaft. So now the crank is just spinning when I go to tighten it down, which is not good. Which means that it's not going to be torqued down. So everything's a pain. It's all a pain in the butt. So that's great. We'll get there though. Alright. Alright. We have the flex plate bolts in now. They were kind of a pain. And y'all didn't get to see that. But really, there's no way for y'all to see that. Not like this. But it's just 6 bolts, making sure that you hand tighten them first, and then going through, torquing them down while you hold the camshaft in place, that way it doesn't spin. So, pretty simple. Now we got to work on getting the torque converter back into the transmission, because when I pulled it down, it seems that the torque converter fell out of place. So we'll see how long this takes me, because this thing sucks. I hate doing this thing. It is a pain to do. So we'll see. Maybe it'll just click in place. go. Yeah. Success. All right. Now, I can get this out of my back. Okay. So, we know that the torque converter is all the way seated in the transmission because you can't slide a finger between the torque converter and the wall of the bell housing on the transmission. You can't see that. So it should basically almost be touching, but be a tiny gap that you can't even slide your finger into. So I know that this is seated all the way back. Now it's time to get it jacked up and put in there. Well, now we're back under here. I have the top 3 bolts on the transmission in and bolted down. Whew. Wow, that was a pain. That was a pain. Okay. Before I do the torque converter bolts, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the cross member so that the transmission is nice and secure. Ooh. get into it. This is day number 2, and I think all we're going to do today is put the crankshaft position sensor in and put a battery in it and see if it starts. Yesterday, so I had some issues. I think I started my day and started working on the vehicle at like 12 o'clock. I didn't get done working on it until about 9 o'clock last night. Apparently I had the wrong crankshaft position sensor, so that's great. Had to go pick up one this morning. As well as the torque converter ended up sliding forward in the bell housing, and when I went to put the transmission in, it was binding up and not allowing the transmission to go in correctly. So basically off camera, what had to happen was I took the transmission back out to fix the torque converter, well, to push it back as far as it needed to be, and the whole thing sucked. It really sucked. Kind of in pain today with my neck and my shoulder, because it's pretty heavy parts, and then you're in like awkward positions, and so today I think all we're going to do is see if the truck will start. I did watch the video back today, and I saw that the torque converter, when we lifted the transmission up, it did bump forward. So that was my fault. I should have checked the torque converter before I started bolting the bell housing to the engine. That I should have made sure that the torque converter was seated all the way into the transmission. So that's why instead of the job taking 2-3 hours, it ended up taking 9 hours and not even done. But yeah, we'll get right into it. Now, let's take a look, right? Because realistically, these things are almost identical. So, if you don't mind the color, they're the exact same size. They both have 3 wires running into the sensor, and their cord lengths are pretty much the same, even on the outside of their plug, you know, pretty much the same. The only place that they become different is when you look inside the plug. So you can see here that this one just has 3 prongs, right? Well, this one has 3 prongs plus 2 divider pieces, whatever these are called. So this goes to a different plug. Probably same exact sensor going on, maybe looks like a newer vehicle probably. So this one, completely wrong. My fault. I ordered it off Amazon. So now I got the right one with the right plug. Put it in, put a battery in, and then start this. Hopefully. We'll see if it starts. That's the right wording for it. things are very much getting on my nerves. I've been rubbing my hands on them so much the past few days. This bottom bolt does not want to go in the hole. Alright, cool. Got it. Alright. Now to plug it in. Alright. That's plugged in. Remove this stuff so that does not become an issue. So, still have nothing. I don't know what's wrong. I'll have to go through. Maybe it's a fuse, maybe it's a relay. I'm not sure. Ignition off draw. Highlight lamp, ABS. I was gonna go look for some pliers, but this is right next to me. Damn. Oh shoot. Maybe I should have looked for pliers. I'm getting power. Just not getting it sent. To the starter. I didn't take off any starter wires. I don't know. Well, I think. Jeez, can't see anything. But, you know, it's probably a good place to stop. let's troubleshoot later. This kind of sucks, not gonna lie, because I was really hoping to hear this truck run, and I still have no idea why it's not going. It's got a new crankshaft position sensor. It's got new flex plate. So I'm guessing that either a relay or a fuse is blown somewhere, because it's not even trying to send any electricity to the starter for it to move. I don't know. Let's troubleshoot next time. Alright, so we're back a little bit sooner. This is probably about an hour. I've been messing with it, thinking, using a little bit of AI, you know. Searched a little bit of the forums. So, I'm just a dummy. The shift linkage is not connected to the shifter on the transmission, so I just manually put it in park, or what I thought was park, and if it's not in park or neutral, it will not start. So, I figured it out. Relays are good, fuses are good. Now let's show y'all starting it. It sounds amazing. By far amazing, you know? So yeah, it starts. I don't know what we're doing yet. It's not all together. I still gotta put the drive shaft in, the shifter linkage, but I'm happy. It feels amazing to have this truck start again, you know, after dealing with this for so many months and so many issues and money on money on money, you know. It's amazing. So now that it's started, you know, come back and let's see about getting it and driving it on the road.